Yeah, so it's only meat for 30 days, nothing else. This juice detox is gonna fully clear me out. I'm gonna be so detoxified after this. What's up, guys? Are you eating almonds? Almonds aren't meat. Do you even know how much fat is in almonds? They're full of phytates. You're adding toxins to your body. Sometimes I just wish there could be less noise in the dieting industry. And it would just all disappear. Fad diets are keeping us stuck in this horrible yo-yo dieting cycle. A cycle where we oddly become really good at losing the weight, but also really good at regaining it. And over time, we only feel more and more frustrated, not seeing the results we want while working harder and harder. It's all because these diets with labels overcomplicate things by oversimplifying things. Let me say that again. They suck you in, making things seem easy and simple, but really they're making things complicated and unsustainable. And I don't give a flying fart in space how you want to defend your diet with a label. A diet you're super excited by because you're seeing initial results after just starting a month ago while being super motivated. But talk to me the second life gets in the way and you're tempted by that basket of chips and salsa. The first time you travel and it isn't easy to hit the arbitrary standards of clean eating your diet recommends. Because most fad diets, those diets with a label you almost attach yourself to as a badge of honor, keto, carnivore, paleo, raw food, promise fast results and make things seemingly simple to start. But they never truly help you create lasting change or shift your lifestyle. They create restriction, not understanding. They're actually banking on the fact that you'll not truly learn what you need, because it means you'll buy into another label probably only months later when someone else posts on social media, it's magical and poof, the weight just disappeared. But lasting results are not overnight results. And we don't often want to look and feel good just for a day. That's why I want to show you the change loop you're keeping yourself stuck in, jumping from label to label, repeating the same mistake over and over again, just packaged with a different bow on top. And why you not only need to simplify things, but also embrace the hard learning process that seems far more complicated to start if you truly want to change. I've done the label hopping, always thinking, this next change will be it. I'd pick something that seemed like it would work fast, that seemed simple to do. I mean, I just need to cut out this one thing, right? And it will all work. Yes. I'd go all in, restricting whatever I was told, even if I loved it. And sometimes I'd see fast results, especially to start. I'd even try to convince myself, this isn't so bad. I didn't like dessert that much anyway. But slowly, it would feel like restrictions tightened more and more. I felt haunted by the foods I wanted and the cravings would increase. And worst of all, the results would stop. I'd hit a plateau and I'd begin to dread the diet. The overwhelm would hit and I'd start to whine and tell myself it wasn't worth it. So I'd quit. I'd go straight to my craving and boom, a month later, I'd be worse off than where I started. Sluggish on the couch, nursing a food hangover, I'd start to think, I need to make a change. And I'd go and search for the next label to fall for. This right there is the change loop. We find a program, get caught up in the promise of it, we go all in, never really considering if the habits match what we need or are even sustainable. And in the process of making changes, we create habit overload. We can embrace the restriction and sacrifice for a bit if the results happen fast enough. It feels worth it. But then we always hit that point where results slow, where we start to feel like we just don't have the willpower or the self-control. We do that walk to the cabinet 17 times, trying to talk ourselves out of having just one of those mini candy bars. We do this until we hit that emotional sabotage point of this isn't working anyway, and we have the whole bag. Once the seal is broken, it can take us days, if not weeks or months of I quit, before we can again get motivated and jump right back into this loop, being swept up in another promise of another program. What we don't realize is that each and every time we're truly repeating the exact same mistakes. Sure, one time we're cutting out carbs or nightshades or cooking, but what we don't realize is that by trying to keep things simple, we're just constantly repeating the same mistake of restricting. We're drawing arbitrary lines of what foods we can have and can't have. We're not truly learning our balance or the fundamentals of nutrition. The stuff that is hard and complicated and slower changes to start. Sorry, let's be real. No results worth having ever came easy. That's why if you want to get out of this cycle and see lasting results, to feel, look, and move your best at any age, you need to embrace the sucky fact that you've got to do the hard process of creating a balance through a slow habit stack and learning. This hard process starts with learning about your current lifestyle and finding one small change you can make today. And very unpopular opinion, but busting out of this loop to see the body recomp you want and feel your best also comes with learning about macros. Yep, macros. The breakdown of the portions of protein, carbs, and fats you consume. Now, how you learn about macros and how you track your food may vary, but the more we truly learn about what we need, the more we can control to adjust while including the foods we love. Many of us have even heard, heck, I've even said it, the line where eat whatever you want and see results. See results without cutting out the foods you love. And while this line sounds too good to be true, while it sounds like just another diet with a label is coming your way, it isn't. The statement is true. It's the power of macros. Now note, I didn't say eat whatever you want, whenever you want, in whatever quantity you want. Sorry, that's not the case with anything in life. But this is the power of learning the portions of each you need to see results while not having to label things as good or bad, off limits or okay. And this is also what helps you create a lifestyle. One size doesn't fit all. Yet we force ourselves to try and fit a diet label. We force ourselves to not embrace that food is no longer just fuel. That we have so many things in our diet we just include because we enjoy them. And this isn't a bad thing. We shouldn't feel guilty for just enjoying certain things and even the events that come with certain foods. We just need to learn our balance. And the more we assess our current lifestyle, make one change to move forward while we learn about those macros and even see their impact, the more we can see those results snowball. And then as we stack more and more habit changes, we'll see those results build. But not only build, actually last. I find these boxes really help me visualize the habit stack. So often we approach habit changes, dietary changes as this top box and trying to jump and do a box jump right up onto it. There's a bazillion different habits stacked to reach there, and we're trying to go all in, and that can be really intimidating and overwhelming, especially if we've never done a box jump even to this lowest step before. Instead, if we approach making dietary changes as just stepping up on that first level, the smallest little change, something that seems so doable, it's way easier to ease in. And then on top of that, we can add on, and slowly we can build. But these steps up are so much easier to do to get to the same height, to make the same number of habit changes as if we just gone all in and tried to do the box jump. But there's a lot less risk involved. And the more experience we get just at stepping up here, and then we start to add on this step up, the more when life gets in the way and we stop even adding on some of the newer habits we're doing, we're still doing this minimum. We're still not back on the ground. We're easily able to maintain this baseline when life tries to get in the way. Versus if we've been trying to jump up onto this box and haven't maybe even been making it, it's going to be a struggle to do those habits when we get injured, when we have other life situations. So the more we can focus on those small incremental steps up, the more we can see the same build, but in a much easier way and a much more sustainable way. So as unsexy as this process is, as hard and complicated and overwhelming as it seems to start, it's ultimately easier. It demystifies what works, because those diets that make it seem so simple are really just not showing you how to do it on your own. They're not teaching you, so you stay stuck. So today, if you haven't before, just write down what you're currently eating. Then pick one really easy change to make. Don't cut out the food you love most. Even consider adding something in, but make one small change and then even check the video description for a link to more on the basics of macros so you can start to truly understand what you need for long-term results.